following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
Sitting down and designing, why every man never thinking, what are we gonna be wearing? Yo, I'm a Liverpool MC, you can't trust me, big up the girls inside the party, let's get down to crazy Jimmy, big up myself and known as Alfie, the one and only, the Turkish MC.
Always love the clothes of Jimmy.
British punk, yo, what I wanna be, Jimmy Star's new celebrity.
We'll take you out to Jimmy Star's.
Hey ho, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, bringing you the good times in music, fashion, pop culture, and entertainment. We got a fun show for you guys today. Before we get started, let me introduce my cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Mr. Ron Russell.
Like they don't know who I am.
And Astro. Astro, say hi, Astro. Yay! What's up everybody? Chat room is starting to fill up. Hey, B. Claudia. Hey, Cindy Lady Lake. Hey, Hub Reynolds. Hey, Hub Reynolds Jr. Hey, Stefan. We have a lot of fun today. They said they like your hair. He said, ooh, Ron's hair. Anyway.
It was styled for playing General Milan, and now it doesn't go any other way but how it was cut.
So you can grow it out, and then you can cut it however you want, because now you're done with that.
I'm gonna cut it and chop it up and make it all wild and crazy. I don't like it combed like this. I look like I did when I went to elementary school. When I was 8 years old. Yeah, we used to have a green gel. Remember that shit? It came in a jar and it was green. And you put it on your hair. You put your hair in place. And when it dried, your head was like a rock. You could go like this. And if you crumpled it with your fingers, all dust came down. That's what we did to our hair.
We didn't do that. We didn't do that. We had mousse and stuff that would do that. But
no, I forgot what it was, like a pomade, they used to call it. A pomade. I forgot what it was called. Jubilee, maybe. Maybe Green Jubilee? I don't know.
Dippity doo. Hub Reynolds Jr. says dippity doo.
What?
Dippity doo.
Well, I used to get in trouble a lot because the teachers would tell me to comb my hair. And I would say, it is combed. And they would say, no, it's not. It's all over the place. I said, well, then you try combing it and get it into. I have a lot of hair. And my hair has a mind of its own.
No, but Hub said the stuff was called dippity-doo. Was it
Dippity-doo.
That's what I was saying. That's what he said, yeah.
Dippity-doo. You knew that? How did you know that? You're too young.
He knew that, though.
Dippity-doo. Yes, dippity-doo. Fuck you.
So, you guys, we have a fun show for you today. We have Julian Schlossberg coming on to talk about his new book, which Ron has it over there. Pull it over here so we can reach it.
His book is
we're going to be talking about.
It's his second edition. And I'm so ashamed to say that I haven't read it yet, but I'll explain to Julian why.
And I have read a whole bunch of it, so I'm excited about the whole thing. And then we have Mark Loverush coming on, you guys. He's Mark Loverush.
Oh, I thought you said Mark Wahlberg.
No, Mark Loverush. He's the DJ, producer, DJ that we had on a couple of months ago, maybe 2 months ago or something, and we had a really good time with him, so he's coming back on. I asked him to come on because it was so much fun.
Yeah, repeat. This is Julian's third time, right?
Yeah, this is Julian's third time.
Right, Astro?
And so we want to thank everybody for tuning in every week. Our last week's show has been very well received, so thank you. We had a good time last week. I think we're going to have a good time today. You can listen to the show on Red Circle, Apple Podcasts. Please listen on Red Circle. That's the best for us. Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Prime. Yay!
He's the most romantic dog I have ever had. All he wanted to do was tongue kiss.
That's nice.
Well, just tongue, I don't mind. I love him. I love him so much.
He's the best.
He doesn't do anything wrong. He's perfect, right, Astro? Even sometimes when you pee on the floor, that's
poop.
Not bad. That's because we didn't let you out. It's not your fault.
This dog can do no wrong, but he is the sweetest dog ever. He
No,
really
no.
is. He's he's really
He's the
fabulous.
love of my life.
He's fabulous.
He's so cute.
He's
I love
fabulous.
You, sweetie. I love you. I love you.
And so
Watch this. Watch this, Benjamin.
Watch. He has to come in and be three-way. We
That's
call
why
him
we called
three-way.
it. We nicknamed him Three-Way because he hates when Jimmy and I kiss. He gets so jealous because he wants to be the one kissed. Right, Astrowitz? Yes, I'm going to make you Jewish.
You gotta
Astrowitz.
love it. We also want to say hi to B. Claudia in the chat room. I just want to thank her. She did a favor for me and made a graphic for a future project that we're not talking about yet. But she's so talented and fantastic. So thank you so much for all your help. And thank everybody who promoted the show. It looks like Julian's here, so we might as well bring him on.
Yeah,
he's got another show at an hour, so we can only have him until
Who has
Julian.
What happened?
He has another show, so he has to leave at
He booked
3:55. No, he's got his show. He does his show on Wednesdays, so that's why we're doing it.
He does his radio show on Wednesday.
TV show, radio show. So we're gonna bring him on now.
Yet.
Well, he does video like we do.
Yeah.
All right, so let's bring him on. Julian, come. Hey.
Oh, you're back. You're back. And the general, I have to salute the general of the Clown Motel.
He's got to get louder.
Hey, can we make him louder anyway?
Let's make him louder.
Is your volume up all the way, Julian?
It's up all the way.
Oh, now I can hear you there. Yeah, talk
is that
louder.
better?
Yeah, that's better.
Can our guy get?
Anyhow, look at the general. Look at Jimmy. This is incredible.
What is?
He said, look at the general, look at Jimmy. This is incredible. He's back on the show. Come on, get with it.
I like the fact that Jimmy is my subtitles.
Yes.
This is important. Ron, can you not hear me?
I can hear you now.
Oh, okay.
I'm still sleeping. I had one of those 84-year-old nights, you know, where you sleep one night, next night you don't, and you sleep one night, and next night you don't. I'm going through that syndrome. It's called the old bag syndrome.
Oh, well, I'm so glad that you're here and not sleeping right now.
Oh, no, but I could. Another guest I would, but not for you.
Well, actually, I was going to say...
How are you and what's going on? And I'm sorry to say I have not read your second book yet.
I have a hunch a lot of people can say that.
Well, that's because they didn't know about it yet. They're going to know about it now, and they're all going to read it.
Now they're going
I read a whole bunch of it. I didn't read the whole thing because I picked out the
what
stuff I
happened
liked.
was when we were flying, I fell asleep on the plane. And that's my reading time. And then, of course, I guess as you know from Facebook, I was shooting in Nevada for days, which was exhausting at my age in the heat, all those hours.
Hand me the book, though. I need to have the book.
Oh, wait, I'll do it.
No, I'm gonna. So hold on. We have to introduce him. No, we're gonna introduce him. Please don't do
it's
that.
It's a nice book to hit somebody.
Okay, but all right, you guys. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, the incredibly talented Julian Schlossberg. Hello and welcome to the show. We have a chat room that's starting to fill up, so please say hello to everybody in the chat room.
Well, hello, everybody in the chat room. I'm nothing but a little Paul Parrot here. You guys are like Edgar Bergen, and I've turned into Charlie McCarthy.
That's good. It makes for a good show.
So
meanwhile, the print in this book is very legible, and I could probably do this book in a couple of hours, and I will. But you know what, Julian? To be honest, I have 3 books ahead of you.
Because
3 books ahead of you.
Wait, let me have it. I need it.
What the fuck do you want it for?
I need it because you didn't even tell the title of it or anything. We're going to talk about the book.
I will tell them.
All right, you guys. So Julian is here. First of all, let's give some credits. You guys, he's got 2 Oscar nominations, 2 Primetime Emmy nominations. He's won 6 Tony Awards, 2 Obie Awards, 7 Drama Desk Awards, 5 Outer Critic Circle Awards, and he had his first book that's how we met him, and he came on the show. It was called Try Not to Hold It Against Me, A Producer's Life.
It's a good book.
It's a great book. We both read it. And recently, I think...
Very nostalgic if you're from that time of life.
And the second book, I think, just came out. When did it tell us when did the second book come out?
Just 2 weeks ago, Jimmy. We had a launch at Sardi's in New York. And Elaine May, the wonderful, talented Elaine May, interviewed me. and it was great. We had a lot of laughs. Renee Taylor was there. You guys know
Yay.
Renee, and
Yes.
yeah, so it was fun, and I'm happy to have it out. And I'm done. 600 pages, 2 books. That's enough. Enough.
I know. I'm
Yeah,
sure you'll
but
do
your
more.
show is becoming a big hit. You have
Well,
some
thank
great celebrities on your show.
Yeah, we've been able to get a lot of really good people, and
You bet. How do you get them? Bribery or gunpoint?
a lot of groveling.
A lot of groveling. So, you guys, we'll go back to that. Well, let's just talk about that real quick since we're out of order a little bit. Julian's got a show on Wednesdays called Movie Talk, right?
Yep.
You take
Yes,
it on Wednesdays.
yeah. We have Matthew Broderick this week, and we had Alan Alda, and we've had Sandy Duncan and Hal Linden and Martin Sheen, and awful lot of wonderful folks.
And what about my favorite, Isabella Rossellini?
And Isabella Rossellini, yes, that's
My
right.
God,
Actually, I
how
actually wrote
I
down-
love her.
I wrote down some others. Dick Cavett, you guys, Elizabeth Berkley, Steve Gutenberg, David Hyde Pierce, Martin Sheen, Eddie Izzard, Ben Mankiewicz, Marlo Thomas, and F. Murray Abraham, who's in one of my favorite movies ever.
And you got what's his name? He's different. The one that was supposed to play God.
Who's the one who's supposed to play
The
God?
Irish guy. What's with all the sons? With the son that's a junkie. What the hell is it? He just said his name. I'm gone today. I'm not going to be working. The guy that was supposed to play God in the movie you have. You tried.
Oh, Martin Sheen.
Martin Sheen. He's hard to get. Martin Sheen is not very interviewable. Is that a wonderful word? Interviewable?
I know the word, but he was really, I hope you'll listen to it, Ron, because he really was very forthcoming. He was taken with the book. He was sent the book.
Everyone our age is taken by that book because it's so reminiscent of all of us. I related to so much of it myself. I mean, I just kept saying, holy shit, it's like I'm hanging out with Julian. He's my buddy growing up.
So, you guys, the second book came out 2 weeks ago. You want to read the title?
My first book, part 2. Uninteresting title.
Producer's Life Continues.
You could have done a better title than
No,
that.
A Producer's Life Continues, because that's part
Oh,
of the
that
first one.
I like that.
By Julian Schlossberg.
That I like.
I love the way you wrote another foreword by Elaine May. I thought that was priceless.
My first book, part 2, I don't care for. I love A Producer's Life Continues. I would have just made the title A Producer's Life Continues because that's important. The fact that it's a second book, who gives a shit? But the fact that your life still continues, Julian, that appeals to me because I want to know what's tomorrow for you. What is tomorrow for you? What's going on?
I think it's Thursday.
No,
It's
stop
Wednesday.
it.
Tomorrow's Thursday. You're right.
I want to apologize again for that luncheon that we were late for. I had no idea it was a luncheon on the clock. I thought it was a schmooze luncheon. You know, we could hang out for a couple of hours and bullshit. But you had another appointment.
And we were lost.
And we were, me, Mr. New York, that I grew up in, I knew every street lamp in New York City, got lost. Could you believe it?
I was surprised, but I was so glad you came. And we had a lot of fun.
But we didn't have enough time because we love you and we wanted more of you. So I didn't know it was not an on-the-clock luncheon, or I would have really left way earlier than we did. But I went
we left 2 hours early. We got stuck in traffic.
and I went to the wrong address.
It's funny.
So there I am walking the streets, and I don't know where I am. I'm having a delusional fit. And I see Jimmy walking on the other side of the street looking for me. Thank God he found me, or I would never have got there.
I was like, we're 10 blocks in the wrong way.
Because I had no idea. I had no idea what the restaurant was. I know that restaurant well.
And he doesn't carry his phone.
But I forgot the title, the name of that restaurant.
And if he wouldn't have seen me on the street, we would have been lost forever because he doesn't.
So
I had his phone.
it was meant to be, and it turned out good. Now, Eileen Shapiro was also at your book signing.
Yes, she was.
And she was disappointed that Elaine May wouldn't give her an interview.
Elaine May doesn't give anybody.
Why is that? She's in the business. You're compelled to do that. You're supposed to give interviews. It's part of the business. is.
Elaine has become, in my estimation, the Greta Garbo of our time. She does not give interviews. She's not comfortable. She finds it difficult, and she just doesn't want to do it. So she's maintained for the 50 years that we've been friends. She just doesn't do it. I just got her to interview me because it was different. And as it turned out, when she did the first interview with me, she came out. It was a really crowded room because it was at the 92nd Street Y. And she came out and people were standing there. They all wanted to see her because of what you just said, Ron, that she doesn't do it. And she said, look, I told Julian that I don't like this. I don't do this well. And then she said, so don't expect to have a good time.
Wow.
So I saw that Mike, because Mark, we've had Mark Papadopoulos. I don't know how you pronounce his name, but he's like interviewed more people than anybody on the planet, and he said it was a great event. Eileen said it was a great event and a lot of fun. And hopefully it was a good push off for the beginning of the book.
So I asked Eileen on your Renee Taylor interview, how did that go? And Eileen said, sadly. And I said, why is that? She said, because she kept talking about Joe. Joe's her husband who has passed away. And I know how she loves him beyond belief. And I'm so sorry that Renee is still suffering from his loss. I know that I've spoken to her many times on the phone, and Joe has always come up. It's like she still lives with him. She told me that he's next to her all the time. And I just feel so bad for Renee because, you have to let go at some point and not torture yourself. And she's a widow who really loved her man. And I knew Joe, and Joe was a sweetheart and a doll. So I can understand why she misses him so much. He was a talkative, friendly, kind, loving man. So Renee, my love, please, honey, move on.
He was great to work with, and he was great to have dinner with. And I'm very, very happy that I got to know them for so many years. It's been a long time. I did my very first Broadway play with them. It was called It Had to Be You. And
right, It Had to Be You, right.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
No, they're easy to. Renee is easy to love and to be a friend with.
Yes.
She invited me to Florida to stay at her place for 3 days. That's the Jewish way, 3 days. After 3 days, you smell like fish. I love that. Remember that? All the uncles used to say, my uncle used to say that to my aunt all the time. What? Your sister's coming? Remember, 3 days of fish.
No, I remember that very well. I was close with a very famous producer named Joseph E. Levine, who produced The Lion in Winter and The Graduate and many movies. And I was very excited because many, many years ago, they did a whole full page on me in the New York Post, a story about At Home With, and it was really great. And I called Joe and I said, oh, Joe, blah, blah, blah. And he said, kid, remember, they're wrapping fish in it tomorrow.
Only we would understand that. But anyway, getting back to Renee, she's really very, very smart. And like she told, because I said to her, Renee, in the movie, it's a lot of crawling and, physical stuff. Will you be able to do it? She said, Ron, I'm 92, but I've got more energy than a 20-year-old, and you bet I can do it. I said, okay, that's great. So I love her. I love her energy. I love the fact that she doesn't feel old, think old, or look old.
Yes,
so I'm
true.
happy. I'm happy with Renee. Very happy.
So let's go. I want to go. So the first book. Tell everybody a quick summary of the first book.
But wait a minute, I wanted to make a point.
Oh.
Jimmy was funded. My movie was in a package of 4. Jimmy was funded for 3 that he's going into production for. My movie was not. When I questioned it, I was told, your movie is about a Jewish woman who's a hero. Right now, that's not what the public wants because of the anti-Semitism. And I was blown back. I thought, oh my God, what am I listening to? 1940? Nazi Germany? What the fuck is going on? What do you mean? They said, well, it could cause riots in the movie theater because people will, protest it. I said, protest what? It's a comedy horror movie, and she's a lovely character who's a beautiful Jewish woman who saves America. She's a hero. They said, yes, but right now, that's not what people want. I said, well, what do they want? Me to have the Nazis come in and make tattoos out of her? What do you want? You want to put her in a gas chamber? Will that make the movie work? I mean, I was furious. So anyway, movie did not get funded because yet. But Jimmy's got somebody else now that's possibly going to do it if they get approval. It is amazing what is going on in our country against Jews. Why? What the hell is this all about? Where are we? Are we going back in history? Are we getting crazy or what? And I'm going to do this now. Being Jewish and Jewish people are the nicest people you will ever meet in your life. You go to their home, they feed you, they love you, they make jokes with you, they call you mashbuka, no matter what you are, black, white, yellow, green, red, blue. Jewish people are fabulous. And stop this anti-Semitism and stop this hatred for Jewish people. Stop it. And support Israel. Israel was attacked. They did not attack anybody. They were attacked. And all Israel is doing is defending themselves, which is what any country would do. I've said it.
Good.
I think if you're elected, I'm voting for you.
I wish you know what, Julian, I wish more people, you know what, my father always said, Hitler got away with murder because Nazi Germany, the Jews were so afraid to come forward, they hid. They should have gathered in mass and fought the Nazis. So they're doing it again in this country. All the Jews are hiding. They don't want to come forward and defend Israel or their religion. And I think that's terrible. Every Jew I know should come forward and say, stop this. This anti-Semitism it's not allowed in America. We do not do this here. We do not, if we did this with black people, if we said the things about black people that we say about Jews, I would be called a racist, be put in jail, and Harris would be the first one to shoot me.
What happened to my book?
I know, we're going back to your book now. Let me tell you something,
Julian.
Because actually you have a lot of great Jewish people in your book.
Julian, we have a very diversified audience. Our audience gets bored if we go on one subject for a whole time. So we are a conversation show, as you know, and I get an opportunity to say what I want to say because I can, and I do. And because of my movie, it segued into this big speech. But I just feel like I have to do something about it. I can't sit back and be persecuted. And my work is called, I don't know what. How would you like it if they said, don't buy Julian's book, it's full of Jews? It's full, and your book is full of Jews.
All I can tell you, going back to the beginning of the show, you forgot about Brill Cream.
Who?
You forgot about Brill Cream.
Oh, Brill
for your hair.
See what I mean? See what I mean? All you have to do is tell people who love you and your work, tell people to stop this anti-Semitism.
Well, she agreed with you, so let's go. All right, you guys. So here's what I want you to do, because I want to do a little segue. Tell everybody a little teeny synopsis about the first book and how you decided to come and do the second book. And then I'm going to talk about some of the people featured in it, because you got some really big people in this second book.
Well, the first book came about because of the pandemic. I was unable to do what I like to do, which is to create or be part of a production. And as you guys know, whether it's a film or television or theater, there's a group of people who get together, try to do the best we can to produce something. And to have nothing, I just was, so I thought, well, all my life people have said to me, oh, you ought to write a book, which of course is a sentence I'm sure we've all heard a million times.
I hear it constantly.
That's right. And so I gave the answer that I know you give. Maybe one day I'll do it, and that's that. Well, that was the day I decided, okay, let me see if there's enough here for a book. And I started, the brain is a computer, as we've been taught. and you start thinking of what happened with this one and that one, and it leads to something else. I mean, I know that Ron will talk about Jane Russell, then he'll get involved with Bette Davis. I mean, these things happen. Our brain works that way. And so I started writing about this kid, me, who grew up in the Bronx, who loved show business, who had no connections to it, but grew up on radio, listening to radio, which was so wonderful because you didn't have it spoon-fed to you. You had to imagine you're on the range with the Lone Ranger. You're walking down these stairs to Jack Benny's vault. I mean, it was great. And then
in a sanctum, when that door squeaked.
Oh, that door. Oh my God. Yeah.
Welcome to the inner sanctum. Oh my God, I get under the covers.
And lights out. Remember?
Lights out. I remember lights out.
So I also was lucky enough to be living in New York at that time when early television was emanating from New York City. And I would go down and become an audience member as a kid. You weren't afraid of a 9 or a 10-year-old to go downtown and to see Perry Como's dress rehearsal, guys. They gave tickets to Perry Como's dress rehearsal. I ran to see it. And after it was over, I ran back to my home in order to see what were the changes from the dress rehearsal to the actual show. It's not exactly your everyday childhood, but that was what I was really interested in. I knew from the very beginning I had to be in show business. What I was going to do, I don't know, but I was so enamored of it to the point that I would bring Variety home, and my mother banned Variety. She said, I want you to be a doctor, a lawyer, a dentist, not in show business. So, of course, I bought Variety outside the house, not inside the house.
So Variety's been around a long time.
Oh, yeah, since the 20s.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God, yes. Yeah.
Since the 1920s. My mother used to buy Variety when she was an actress back in 1918, 1920.
Yeah, it's been around a long time, and
long time.
And I couldn't believe that there was a whole paper devoted to show business, and so that was very important to me. And so I kind of tell the story in the first book about that. And Ron, the reason I called it my first book, part 2, was that it really is an extension of the first book. In other words, there were more stories that I hadn't told, and how that happened going on your show and other shows. You would ask me questions, and I realized, oh my God, I didn't write about B. Arthur, or I didn't write about Raquel Welch, or I didn't write about George C. Scott. And so I went back and started writing again. But that's why I said earlier, that's enough. 500-600 pages, 2 books. I'm done with that.
The same thing will happen this time, though. You're going to be going on all these shows and talking about it. You're going to remember a whole bunch of other people you forgot, and then book 3 will come about.
I don't remember half the people I've met in my lifetime. Of course, it's impossible.
He only remembers them when he sees them on TV.
Or if I'm talking to Jimmy about a specific restaurant or whatever, then they come back into my mind. But then I forget them 2 minutes later. So if I really had to write a book, I would have to have a tape recorder and quickly, talking to the tape recorder as my brain. Because at 84, you don't remember too much anymore. You forget.
Generally, because we're contemporaries, generally you remember the past more than current. You
know what? When I went on set, I said to Jimmy, if it wasn't for the earplug, I would never be able to have lines. Jimmy fed me some of my lines that I would forget. And it's terrible because I would read the line and then they're ready to shoot and the line is gone, completely out of my head.
Yes. Well,
So
we both know this is not unusual when you get older, number one. Brando used to have cue cards. They would hold up during The Godfather, Jimmy Caan, Bobby Duvall. They'd hold it up. I mean, Orson Welles had same thing. I mean, a lot of the fine actors that we knew had that problem. And many of them are using, as you just said, the earplug.
Robert De Niro uses earplugs. Meryl Streep uses earplugs. Johnny Depp earplugs.
A lot of people use cue cards
the
too, because
list-
we've been on set with them and seen
Yeah.
them.
The list goes on and on and on and on. And I'm wondering, why is it I can remember trivia, but I can't remember anything important? That's what baffles me. Why is it trivia? I could remember the most minute, stupid, insignificant something, but not something important.
That is interesting. I don't know what the answer is, but I do know that we know so little about our bodies and our brain. They're still turning things out. I remember I was doing a play that I produced with Woody Allen, and his father died at 100 and his mother at 98. And I said, "Oh, well, Woody, you're looking good. This is going to be great." It's only 20%. Look it up. 20%. That's all it is, the genes. I thought, what? And he was right. I looked it up, and I always thought that longevity was really big in hereditary, but it apparently not. So who knows?
Because I'm adopted and I don't have any idea.
I don't know about that, because I have a friend, my friend Perry Winkler, who's 103. She just turned it a couple of weeks ago. And Perry has a very, I think her mother lived to be like 1,000 or something. I mean, a long longevity in her family. Now,
Yes.
her daughter, her husband, who you might have known, Jack Borgenet. Did you ever meet Jack Borgenet?
No.
He was a very big shot in New York, multimillionaire. He was the first person to make dresses for children that weren't adult clothing. It was children's clothing. And he lived to be 102. So Perry's 103, Jack is 102, and their daughter Nicole is up in her 60s and looks 40. So I think Nicole is going to have a long life. So
I'd bet on Nicole too.
I think there's something to it.
Love it.
I think that.
So in the new book, so the first book, you guys, first of all, has great stuff. Everybody should go buy the first book, read it, and then go buy the second book so you can find out.
He writes well,
He writes
folks.
extremely well.
He doesn't write flowery, and he doesn't write cute or like you figure it out. He just blurts it out. It's like a yenta. That's what I like.
So
He just tells the story. For those of you that don't know what a yenta is a gossip, a person like me who tells stories about other people. And we're yentas. And that's why I love the book so much, both books, because they're fun read. I hate a book that I have to stop and think about the page I just read because I didn't get it. I hate that kind of writing when that's what is it called? When they try to be super smart and they're not. You know, the stupid people. What is it called? There's a word.
Supercilious.
Yes. That's good. But, you know, they try to impress you with big words and like 5 big words in a sentence. And you say, what the fuck? You know?
So
no, your books are fun read.
So you guys,
and for those of you who are East Coasters and in our age realm, will remember so much of what Julian has written that he brings you back to when you were a child. And that's what I enjoyed so much about the book, because today I live in today's world, which doesn't accept me because I'm old. And they make fun of me and they kid around about my age and things I say. Also, the way I speak. Some words I use, they say, nobody uses that word anymore. But Betty Davis did in Now Voyager, you know, that kind of thing. So your book just brought me back to a lovely time. It was, I loved it.
So
I can't wait to read the second one.
So you guys, in the second book, here's some of the people. And I know all the people that it's featuring some of the following, except for one of them. And I'm going to let you tell me who she is once we go through it all. But here's the list, you guys, featured in this new book. Woody Allen, Raquel Welch, Peter Falk, Elaine May, Warren Beatty, Mel Brooks, B. Arthur, John Cassavetes, Dory Previn, Zero Mustel, George C. Scott, Barbara Streisand, Eli Wallach, Renee Taylor, Elia Kazan, Quincy Jones, Betty Buckley, Mike Nichols, Marlo Thomas, and Charlton Heston. And I don't know who Dory Previn is. She's the only one I didn't know who she was.
She's Previn's daughter. That's Previn's daughter.
Well, no, Dory Previn was married to Andre Previn.
Previn, right.
Yeah, and she was a great songwriter. She wrote Come Saturday Morning. There's a whole group of great songs that she wrote. the Valley of the Dolls, you know, gotta go, gotta. She was a fine, fine writer. And I was going to do, because she had an incredible life, Dory was married to Andre. Andre was doing a movie with Mia Farrow. He invited Mia Farrow to be their house guest. And in a couple of weeks or months, Mia left with Andre, and Dory was left behind. So,
how it goes in Hollywood.
Dory wrote a song called "Beware of Young Girls."
I wonder what that was saying.
Yeah, and so what I wanted to do at that time was to do a story of her life, because the music that she wrote is sensational. You could look it up, and I got Bernadette Peters to play Dory, who sings like a beautiful nightingale, as you know.
And I love her. I met Bernadette Peters in a fabric store in the Village downtown when she was nobody yet. She was just starting off in James at Sea. And
Right.
I told her, I said, you're going to be great one day. Then years later, I was coming out of the theater after seeing Richard Burton as Bluebeard, and she was there with some guy. And I stopped her in the lobby. I said, remember me? I was the one that told you you're going to be a big star. She said, yes, I do. I said, you don't really remember me. She said, yes, I do. It was the so-and-so fabric store down in town.
So she really had remembered, yeah.
She did. A lot of people remember me because I'm a little, forward. Just a little.
By the way, I would like to put my vote in to say that your hair looks great. I don't know why you don't like the way it looks. I think it looks great.
It's not my personality. This haircut was for when I played Milan.
For the general.
Right. But in real life,
He thinks it makes him look
I
old.
don't care about that. My personality is my hands are always in my hair. I'm like an Anna Magnani, with the hair. It's just it must be the Italian in me. I don't know.
I don't know. I vote for that hair. It looks pretty damn good to me. But
Okay.
it's funny with the second book was that when people came at this press conference that we did at Sardi's, people were asking me questions about specific chapters, and I realized, oh my gosh, of course they had been given the book, because I forgot that.
How do they know? Yeah.
And
How do they know about them? And then, oh boy, so.
Well, I like the chapter. I like that the chapter with Steve Guttenberg, A Movie Star is Born, just because he was on our show. He's been on our show in the past,
right.
And so he was like, it was very cool. But the thing I liked a lot though was the chapter with Brief Encounters, because that's kind of like what Ron has all these encounters with all these superstar people. Like he met Warren Beatty like in the bathroom, I think,
True.
peeing in Beverly Hills.
We were
or something.
peeing next to each other, and people said, well, did you look? I said, no, of course not. I would never look. And I didn't look, and I did not look.
And so you had encounters with Warren Beatty and Charlton Heston and stuff. So I like that a lot, just because it kind of made me think of that. If you could turn that into a whole book, Ron would have a whole book of like.
Yeah, but you know why I don't want to write a book? Because people are going to say he's full of shit. Today, if you don't have a picture with the star, they say he's making it up. They don't understand that back then, Betty Davis, if you dared, I posted a picture this week of Betty. And I'm lighting her cigarette, and of course I'm not in the shot, just my hand is, and Betty. If Betty knew that Bob Monroe took that picture, she would have walked out of that room and been furious. You did not take a picture of Betty, Rita Hayworth, or anybody without hair, makeup, and lighting. That's how they were trained. They didn't do this. I'm in the street, look at me. They would have a nervous breakdown. So I don't have any picture proof of all the people I met. I don't have a cell phone to take a picture of Warren peeing next to me. You see, I don't have any of that sort of authority.
Actually, I
don't think you need that to tell the
Yes,
story.
You do. Yes, you do.
Ron, whether they believe it or not, what the hell do you care? You know it's true.
No. I have a reputation for telling the truth. Being a Brooklyn guy, we were raised, if you lie, you're out. We don't like liars in Brooklyn or bullshit
But if they
artists
don't believe
or
you, who
show-offs
gives a
or phonies. If you're any of those things in Brooklyn, we don't talk to you. We like down-to-earth, real, honest people who don't lie. Even the mafia doesn't lie. They just change the story a little bit like they do in Washington today. But it's not a sin because today everybody changes stories.
I agree with you, Julian. Like, I don't think it matters. One thing I thought was really cool. Now, I know that we got like the test version of the book, so I don't know if it changed in the second version.
I can't wait to read this book.
But I love the fact that there's no pictures in the second book, and that it's just a book, and you take it or leave it. The stories are super great. The book is super interesting.
Yeah, but the pictures work. I lived across the street from Rita Hayworth. Okay, she lived in Penthouse 4 on Spalding Drive in Beverly Hills. Okay. I'm outside one day with my daughter, Deirdre, who's about 7. And who comes walking down the street with her nurse but Rita Hayworth? She was out for her walk. I stopped her. I said, "Hello, Rita Hayworth." And she looked at me. She said, "Oh, I remember you from..." She had no idea. She was, gone already, Alzheimer's. But stunningly beautiful. She was in a mink coat in boots, but beautiful. Still beautiful.
We now found another thing we have in common. I lived in the same building in New York with Rita Hayworth when she was sadly gone. She was gone, but
she was gone when I met her too.
Yeah, she was with her daughter. She was living with her daughter then.
The gossip I heard in the street that day was they were showing Gilda at the theater in Beverly Hills, the old theater. What's it called? One on Wilshire Boulevard. Anyway, there was a big life-size poster of Rita Hayworth. And as Rita left the theater, she stole the poster. She took it. No, seriously. And she had it in her living room of her as Gilda. Well, a million stories. Andrea King. Do you know who Andrea King was? Andrea King was my best friend.
Oh, yes, I knew that, Andrea King.
I loved her, and her mother, Ma Bell. Ma Bell was kept when she was young by Winston Churchill. Oh. And she was in the living room one night asleep in a hardback chair like this. And she woke up and she said, "Oh, Winston, I miss you so." The old lady. Andrea King was the best. She wrote a book, In the Shadow of a Star. I read The Galley. It never went into print, but it was about Betty Davis, who was hurting her career at Warner Brothers. These are stories that I don't have proof of, validation, but they're true stories. She lived 3 doors down from me. I was 306 South Spalding, and she was 3 doors down. And
I say write the book, and the hell with anybody else. It's your story. You know it's true, and you should do it. You should do it. And if you want, send me a chapter, and I'll give you a note or 2 if you want.
I have 3 movies coming up, and I'm in development right now for O Negative. O Negative, I play a gay vampire who is raising his daughter and teaching her how to be a vampire. Wonderful script, by the way. It's like Wizard of Oz. I take her to an enchanted land. I love the script. I love the part. And I want to play the part dead. I want to suck your blood. I don't want to be the typical vampire with the shadowed cheeks. I want to be a dead person who speaks dead. Because when you're dead, you do not have any emotion whatsoever. You simply just speak. And I'm going to cultivate this character. And I work.
He's going to write the book eventually. That's what he's telling you. He's not doing it right now because we do have a lot on the plate.
I doubt it. You know why I won't write it? Because if I keep it Hollywood, it won't be many pages. And if I bring in my life, I have to bring up names of people who won't be happy. They won't be happy because of the stories that are connected with their names.
But they're all dead, so it doesn't matter.
They're not all dead. No, they're not all dead.
Anyway, let's go back. So first of all, Julian, where do people go to get your book? And you guys, Julian's website, too, to find out more about him is julianschlossbergproducer.com.
Who is a sensational person and a great friend, and I love him.
So where do people go to get the book right now if they
Well,
want
I'd like to let you guys know that not only is it in paperback and on Kindle, but I recorded it. I read it myself. So there's an audio copy, audio book, and it's all on Amazon. I mean, what isn't on Amazon? Everything
Yes,
is on Amazon.
everything's on
Everything's
Amazon.
on Amazon.
That's very smart, though. So I actually work with an audiobook company, and it's very smart to do it in your own voice as opposed to having.
That I felt, gee whiz. I mean, I don't want to hand it over to somebody because they don't know what I'm trying to really kind of talk about.
Your expression.
Exactly. Thank you for my subtitle again. So that's good.
No,
anyhow,
No, we drove to Nevada 6.5 hours, and we drove home from Nevada 6.5 hours. How wonderful would it have been for me to snap in your audio book and not have to listen to Jimmy, but you for 6 hours?
6.5. Yes.
Well,
6.5. That's what we do with audio books when we're driving. They're the best thing to have. My friend Barbara Rosenblatt. You know Barbara Rosenblatt? You know the name?
No.
She's the queen of voiceover and audio books. She's recorded and won awards for more books than anybody.
Did Barbara Streisand's
She
book.
did Barbara Streisand's book. And I listened to, I mean, Barbara has a voice. Oh my God. It's smoky and so soothing and beautiful that you could listen to her for hours and hours. Get something by Barbara Rosenblatt. And that's what, she was Cantor Rosenblatt's niece. You know Cantor Rosenblatt?
Yeah, I certainly do. I certainly do.
Cantor Rosenblatt.
Yeah.
And she's wonderful, wonderful voiceover. She's an actress as well.
I love this.
Go
ahead, Julian.
It's Rosenblatt with one T.
Go ahead, Julian.
I just wanted to tell you there was at one point at Sardi's, Elaine said to me, you don't generally write anything personal in either book. I said, well, I do. And I said, I do write. In this particular book, I wrote about the idea of the midlife crisis that men go through often. And I was in my 40s or maybe even early 50s and going out with young women. And I took one woman up to the apartment building. And I got out and I said, do you know that this is a pre-war building? And she said, Vietnam?
How young was this chick?
She was probably in her 20s, and that was it. I mean, another one.
Wait, quiet. Did you put that in the book?
I did.
Oh, good. That is so funny.
I put in the other story, which was that I had a little beach house in the Hamptons in West Hampton, which is not the so-called she one, but I loved it because it was the closest to New York. 90 minutes without traffic. Wow. Great.
It's also called the Jewish Hampton. Remember that.
Oh God! Well, no wonder I was there.
That's right. There are more Jews in West Hampton than anywhere else.
Go ahead. Tell the story.
Anyhow, so I'm on the deck listening to music, and I say to this young girl, do you know who that is singing? And she said, sure. That's Natalie Cole's father.
That's funny.
So the universe.
I had a story like that, and this is going to relate to your friend. I used to do lectures in colleges, not colleges, but schools or wherever the hell they booked me. And I got this guy sitting right on my face, and he's staring at me, and I'm talking about Jane Russell. And I looked at him, I said, do you know who Jane Russell is? He said, no. I said, okay, do you know who Barbara Streisand is? No, but I've heard of her. And I just thought to myself, get out of this room as fast as you can because you're blowing smoke out your ass. These kids don't know who the fuck you're talking about. And they're contemporary people. They weren't like my mother's Valentino and Anita Naldi. It wasn't those people. They're current. You know, Barbara Streisand. You don't know Barbara Streisand? I mean, you got to be good.
You know, one of the things that people don't talk about in the silent movies, they really did some very kind of raunchy stuff that they got away with. If you ever look at the original Hunchback of Notre Dame with Lon Chaney, when they have the hunchback, they put him in kind of a place where they put your hands in, and they're flogging him. Stockade, thank you. And the camera pans to women and men kissing, watching him being flogged. So, it's a reason the code came in. It got a little crazy at one point, and they had to bring it in.
Jane Russell and I spoke about this. I think it's in the interview. I'm not sure. And I said, do you think had Howard Hughes lived, he would have had you naked or something? And Jane said, oh, absolutely. She said, thank God for the code. Because she said, if there wasn't a code, they would have had me doing all kinds of things.
Oh, yes.
So a lot of actresses were happy that the code was there. Did you know that you were not allowed to be in bed, a man and woman? They had to have 1 foot on the floor. As long as you had
and that's a married couple.
Married couple in the movie. That's how strict they were.
Yeah, we always watch Turner Classic Movies. They always have 2 beds.
When my grandfather caught my mother at the Astoria Studios with my grandmother, my mother said a war broke out because my grandfather was Neapolitan and with a wild temper. He got my grandmother, he threw her across the room. If you ever bring my daughter with those putane, those whores, because in Hollywood, that's all they are. My daughter's not going to be a putana. He made such an issue out of it because my mother was an extra at 10 years old in a movie. Where the hell was he coming from? So back then, they could get away with anything. Rudolph Valentino, who was gay, and Lovers with Ramon Navarro, they kept it really quiet. It never got out.
No.
Back then, private lives were one thing on the screen. There was plenty of gays. Look at that gay actor. I forgot his name. Very gay, openly gay back in silent movies.
Very rare, as you said. In The Son of the Sheik, Ron and Jimmy, in the movie The Son of the Sheik, Valentino takes this actress, Agnes Ayres, and he kidnaps her and takes him to his tent because he's a sheik. And the card comes up, why have you brought me here? And the next card, he goes, blah, 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 and the card comes up and says, are you not woman enough to know?
Right. My mother was crazy in love. That. I have such a Valentino collection of about 230 or 40 pictures, stills, that my mother used to buy for $1 each in New York City of Valentino. She's got newspaper clippings. I got a collection this big. I don't know what the hell to do with them. But I go, last year I went to the Valentino Memorial at the cemetery.
Yes.
And then to an after party. The cemetery.
Was that in Woodlawn? Is that Woodlawn Cemetery? Was it Woodlawn?
No, Hollywood Cemetery.
Oh.
The Hollywood Memorial Cemetery.
Yeah.
And I saw a collection of Valentino's things. A club chair that belonged to Valentino. All kinds of stuff.
Yeah, they had a bunch of stuff.
So they invited us this year, but I was on set, so I couldn't do it. But yes, you're right. Back then, there was anything went.
Yeah, it was true.
Swanson, she often spoke about that.
So hang on 1 second, because we've only got a couple of minutes.
So Julian, where the hell are you going?
So he's going to do his TV show. So first of all, tell everybody, how do they see your show? It's called Movie Talk, and it's the same show you used to have many years ago, and you brought it back. Tell everybody, where do they see it?
And see what a good yenter he is? That's how he is on the show.
First of all, I want to thank you both for your friendship and the laughs that
we love you, my favorite Yachner. You're my favorite Yachner.
All I know is that I knew I'd be laughing from beginning to end, and I did. Now, me too. Let's see. The question was asked. What's on? Oh yeah. Well, like you guys, we're on Amazon, we're on Spotify, we're on Pandora, we're on Pandora, and iHeart, Audible, in your ear.
His ass, everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wherever podcasts are podcasting, I guess. Anyhow, guys.
Years ago
and what about the video? You have videos on YouTube, right?
Yeah, video. Oh, Jimmy, honestly, I really should hire you to really work with me because I need you to.
Videos are on YouTube, you guys. He's also on Red Circle. If you listen to him on Red Circle, he can make some money, you guys. So listen to him on Red Circle or Apple Podcasts. He's got great guests, great insights, and it's very cool. You want to get his book, My First Book, Part 2, A Producer's Life Continues, on Amazon, you guys. Get the first book. Try not to hold it against me, A Producer's Life, so you can get them both. But they really do have great stories. They're very well put together. And if you really like old Hollywood and old Broadway and stuff like that, these are really the books for you. You know,
Don't use the word old.
well, if you like past life, well, Broadway from the
If
past.
you just like the history.
Oh, history. That's good. I like that.
History. Old is not. Old is an ugly word. If you like the history of Hollywood, then like you like this show, because lots of times I talk about the history of Hollywood. Well, Julian does it with his guests. If they're old or elderly, he gets that kind of a story. But most of them,
He's gotta go.
I missed the Isabella Rossellini one, and I adore her, love and worship her.
She's fabulous.
I want to listen to that one. How was she?
I'm sorry, I didn't know who you
Isabella
were.
Rossellini, how was she on your show?
Isabella Rossellini.
Oh, Isabella. Oh, she's so. You'll love her. She's so terrific. We talk about Ingrid Bergman, her mom. We talk about Roberto Rossellini, her dad. And I didn't realize that Rossellini actually gave Fellini one of his first jobs. So yeah, I found out a lot of interesting things about the history of it. You guys are great, but I have to go do another show. And I know right now it won't be as much fun as I just had. That I know.
Good.
Thank you so much, Julian.
Julian,
Bye-bye.
I'm going to call you.
Congrats.
I'm going to call you. I have to talk to you about a few things.
Please
All
do.
right, bye.
Please do. And I'll
Bye,
call you
guys.
General, sir. Sir,
Yeah.
General.
Bye.
Yeah, okay.
Yay!
Bye-bye, Julian. Thank you.
Bye, Julian. Stay well, my friend.
What a cool guy.
Yep.
You guys, in the book really is good. So I think you'll enjoy it. Chat room, some people joined us. I'm not sure who because it went so fast, but thanks everybody for saying all the different stuff and how much you love his stories. I'm not sure who I saw. I think I saw some people jump in there, but anyway. So now we have a few minutes. We can take a few minutes. Actually, let's take a little break and let's play a little music video.
I have to mess my hair. I can't stand looking
Okay,
at
mess it. Okay, mess it for everyone. I like it messy too. So you guys, we're going to play Chaz Robinson. He was a guest on our show a while, actually many years ago, but I just found this video and I thought it was fun. So this is Without You, Chaz Robinson, and we'll be back in a few minutes. Enjoy.
Standing here alone without you. The more I think, the more I doubt you. Thorns of diamond gouts to drown you. In a raging river bled about you. And rubies roll down. The more I think I am without you, I realize I have allowed you to break the cement now shrouds about you. I'm standing here just to doubt you, as if to damn your soul. Our demons let them go. Now that I'm without you, I don't have to doubt you. But there's something about you, just can't go on without. care about you. Veils of darkness now surround you. Haunting faces glare about you. In a prison barred by sounds confound you. And now they claim your soul. Just because we learned we didn't say what we meant. Sometimes promises go unkept. Just because we learned we didn't say what we meant. We didn't say what we meant. Now that I'm without you, I don't have to doubt you. But there's something about you, just can't go on without you. Is this what we allowed to? Is this what it comes down to? I thought that I found you, and now I'm dying without you. Standing here alone without you. The more I think, the more I doubt you. And rubies rolling down.
Hey ho, everybody! So that was Chaz Robinson. Without You. He's actually a great artist. His album is great. You guys should check it out. It's on Apple iTunes or whatever you call it. There you go. So what's up, everybody? We got a really fun guest. He's coming on in a little bit. He's not supposed to come on till 1:10. He's the DJ producer. Last time he was on, Ashley Paul was on with him, and I was thinking that maybe we would play.
Why are you out of camera range? Look, you're not in.
I am in camera range.
There's too much of my left.
Oh well, there's nothing I can. That's just because of the way the chairs fit. I can move this up a little bit too. There. So my head doesn't get chopped off. Either way, so you guys, last time we had Mark Loverush on. He was on with Ashley Paul, and they had a big hit song. The name of the song was Hearts Up. We're going to play it for you, and he'll probably be coming on right after it comes over.
I hate this hair. I'm going to get a scissor right now and cut it on the air.
So enjoy, you guys. This is Hearts Up by Ashley Paul and Love Foundation, which is Mark Loverush. Enjoy.
So magnetic, I'm never lonely in your company. Your face so poetic, I'm living in your prophecy. I'm living in your dream.
Yay, everybody. So that was Ashley Paul and Love Foundation. The name of the song was Hearts Up. And in a few minutes, Mark Loverush is going to come on. Your hair looks nice like that. I like it when you make it all messy.
Yeah, but it's cut wrong. It has to be recut.
That's okay. It'll be recut.
No matter what happens, it'll go back to where it was. See?
That's funny. You got to love it. All right.
It's cut that way.
So now we're going to bring
a good haircut, by the way, you never have to set. A good haircut, because I used to be a haircutter and a hairdresser. A good haircut, you just wash your hair, do this, and it becomes a hairdo.
I'm losing all my hair, so mine just does whatever.
Well,
you could say, well, it's not that bad, or you could say, you don't care, or something instead of just well.
You know what? In every relationship, there's a beauty.
I know. No, we're not doubting that. Everybody says you're the beauty, so
Get
I'm not worried about that.
You're beautiful. I love you. You're so handsome, Jimmy.
It's just it's going away, and there's nothing I can really do.
You know what?
So,
you're gonna look handsome bald.
I don't care. I don't actually care, because I'm not.
I know you don't care.
I'm not as worried about my looks.
Neither am I.
That's because you're gorgeous, so you don't need to be worried about your looks.
I used to be gorgeous when I was young.
No, you're still gorgeous.
No,
So, chat room, what's up? We're gonna bring out our next guest. His name is Mark Loverush. He's calling in from the UK, and I think he's here because I see it says, welcome, Mark. We'll be with you shortly. So let him in. Let him in, Juan. Hey, Mark, how you doing?
Hello.
Good, Jay. How you doing, guys?
We're fantastic. It's so good to see you and that fabulous smile.
You look like you're dressed for the military.
Another flowers or something. Pull your head off for a minute. Show us your hair. I know you don't want to take. There you go. There we go.
Now take off your shirt. Show us your shirt.
Yay! So we just played out.
Cut to the chase. Just take down your pants. That'll give us a big rating.
So hold on. We got to introduce everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, Club Promotions Manager, Artist, DJ Extraordinaire, Mark Loverush. Hello and welcome back to the show.
I can't believe you came back again. I cannot believe you came back, knowing that I'm going to make you crazy.
I love it.
We have a chat room for people, so say hi to everybody in the chat room.
Hello to everyone. How are you doing?
There you
Do
go.
you still have the same boyfriend?
Of course I do. 23 years.
How
Husband.
many?
23 years husband.
Oh, 23 years.
Good for you. Actually, his husband's coming on in like 2 weeks.
It's time to cheat.
No, his husband's
He's coming on in 2 weeks' time.
After 23 years of the same old, you need to revive yourself with something new and exciting. Try an 84-year-old man.
Yeah, it's not happening. So how are you? How's the weather in the UK right now?
Awful, because we just keep getting the tail ends of your hurricanes.
Really?
Very hot,
yeah.
right?
He's getting the tail end of all our hurricanes.
Really?
Yeah, our summer has just been rain, rain, and rain. We've not even had a summer.
See, we're in Palm Springs, so we don't get the rain. Like, we're in Palm Springs.
I wish
We
it would
don't
rain.
ever get rain. We wish it would rain.
Have you ever been to Palm Springs?
No.
Oh, when you come, wear a chastity belt.
Actually, I would think you and Ashley would be popular here because they have so many gay pride
When
things.
the queens see this guy, they're going to attack.
Of course they are.
I mean, if I ever brought you to the gay club here, you'd have all the fairies running over saying, "Oh, what's your name? What's your name? What's your name?"
And it would be fun, and he would love it. I think it's terrific. Have you been to the United States before?
Yeah, I've been to Hollywood quite a few times, Las Vegas, New York, Miami.
Mostly coming to DJ, right?
Yeah, well, apart from New York was just more for just like a tourist thing. But
I was born in Miami. I was born in Miami.
Las Vegas. I had my name on the strip in at the Rain Club in Las Vegas. I had a headline on the.
Oh, that was nice.
Yeah, really
I like that. So my first big DJ festival thing that I went to. I went to the festival. I don't even remember what it was called, but then they had this thing called the Dance Star USA Awards, and they had all the biggest Paul Oakenfold and Rabbit in the Moon and all these cool people, and we had the best time ever. I was with my friend Ozzy, who's also from the UK, and we walked the red carpet with Carmen Electra and Nick Carter from the Backstreet Boys and Dave Navarro and all these like fun people. But it was a blast meeting all the big DJs. I didn't really know who they were until I went there. Now afterwards, I found out what a big deal they are. But what are some of your favorite DJs?
Well, Paul Oakenfold signed my first record.
Oh, that's a big deal.
Yeah, he signed it with Mark Coleman from Soft Cell.
Oh yes, Tainted Love.
Yeah.
Tainted Love, Mark Coleman.
Rodney Stone, who came here with his girlfriend for dinner. His son is a famous DJ.
Okay, what's his name?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not his father's name. He's got some weird name, but he travels all over the world as a DJ. Very famous American DJ.
So what do you like better, doing DJing like live in front of big crowds or being in the studio and just reworking everybody's...
Not so much DJing anymore, kind of like more producing and obviously doing the kind of like background stuff, kind of like basically promoting the stuff that, you know, we're doing with Ashley Paul and Love Foundation. I think that's more thrilling for me to see the rewards from, you know, getting the response of what the feedback. I mean, since Hearts Up, it's just been mental. It's been absolutely...
If ever you get bored with being a DJ, I can get you in a club in a Speedo dancing on the bar.
I bet you could.
and you'd make a lot of money. A lot of money.
Actually, in the chat room, they're asking, have you heard anything about Felix John canceling everything due to his health? That must be a famous DJ. I don't know who that is, though.
Oh, Felix Shahar. No. I mean, I work in club promotions, so I do a lot of like promotions. I promote people like Calvin Harris, Gorgon City, all the top artists and stuff. But I don't, unfortunately, get to meet them.
Oh, Calvin Harris was at that thing that I was at too. Paul Van Dyke, Paul Oakenfold, Calvin Harris was there. I don't know. There was a bunch of cool like DJs.
Are you married?
Yes, he just told you for 23 years.
Listen, are you him? When I talk to him, why do you answer? What are you, the puppet?
Because he just told you he was married for 23 years.
There's a joke behind it, you silly fruit.
Oh, okay. Are you married?
He blew the joke. There's no point. No point. He
Go on, what's the joke? Go on.
The joke won't work now because he opened his big fucking mouth.
Well, everybody will.
Meanwhile, what does your husband do?
Lee was in a famous boy band called Two Thirds in the 90s, and now he's just literally come into his last 2 weeks of his final nurse degree, so he's a nurse now.
So he's coming on next week.
He's coming in 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Is he as cute as you are?
He's absolutely stunning. That's why I'm still with him.
Well, how about a three-way?
I actually already downloaded.
Do you know that in Palm Springs, that's all they do, three-ways? Jimmy and I run from them. No, really, we go to the community. You know, we live in a gated community. So we go to the country club pool, and it's like all gay men. We're 80% gay, our development. And they all are kissing, and oh, my God.
They're all like swapping and doing all kinds of shit that we don't do.
We're like outcasts.
Yeah, we're like outcasts, but no, his husband is cute, and I already downloaded two thirds videos that we're gonna play when he comes on the show, and getting.
I'm happy that you're still in love after 23 years.
Well, I think I can't remember if I told you before, but that basically when I was like 15 was when Lee was out as a famous, you know, pop star, and I kept seeing him in clubs, but I was a bit too young. So when it got to my 21st, I think I told you the story. When I got to my 21st birthday, we met in Heaven nightclub on my 21st birthday, and we've been married ever since.
So are you jealous of him?
No, not at all. There's no jealousy. No jealousy in our relationship whatsoever.
Hot guy starts talking to him in a club. Do you get involved? Do you get in between and say, "Hey, back off"?
No. I mean, if someone like flatters or batters an eyelid and all that, like you just take it with tongue in cheek. Do you know what I mean? We're so close knit. We're best friends. We're soulmates. It's
when Jimmy and I go to a club, he has to get a hammer and beat them off me. They're in the hundreds all over me, adoring me, worshiping me.
We don't go out to that
treasuring me.
But he's not lying. Like, we'll go to clubs And literally, like if I'm standing here and he's standing there, people will literally walk in front of me, so they're in front of me standing next to him to talk to him like I don't even exist. And I fucking hate that. I want to fucking just pound and break their heads.
Because they know
open.
who I am.
No, they don't. They didn't have any idea who you were. They were just fucking hitting on you because they liked you. He gets hit on but he gets hit on by guys and girls and everything because
there's a lot of guys out there who like older men.
Yeah. So well,
I said, how about you? How do you feel about older men?
Yeah, right.
I want everybody to know I just tease and kid around about this. If he ever said, okay,
he did it to me last time as well.
I would run.
So you guys can follow Mark on Instagram. He's Mark Loverush 79. You can also follow Love Foundation. So tell us what exactly is Love Foundation, because you guys get credited with a lot of huge hits, and you're like half of Love Foundation, right?
Yeah. So Love Foundation started in 2023. Our first record was with Mary Kiani. She had quite a few big hits in the 90s and stuff. So I, brought her back out of into the to the club scene. We've had a track called I Feel You. And then it kind of like roller coasted, and then we got hold of Ashley's Bingo Baby and did the remix on that. And then I said to Ashley, can we just work with you? And obviously we did Hearts Up. But since we've spoken to you last, we've had 2 new singles out, Dance You Gotta and Dance for Your Life. The reactions are just massive. Ashley's actually in the UK. I've actually physically met her.
Oh, yay! That's good.
She can't keep her hands off me, and she can't understand the fact I'm gay. She just didn't get it.
Not everybody gets that.
How do you like a man in a uniform?
No.
Oh, too bad. I was going to say, watch my movie.
He plays a general.
I play General Milan.
He just shot a movie.
I'm in a general's uniform.
I don't mind dressing up in uniforms because obviously I've dabbled in acting as well. I've been in Bridgerton. I've been in Peaky Blinders.
Oh, you were in Peaky Blinders? What else were you in?
1917. Sam Mendes is 1917. Rebecca on Netflix, the remake of Rebecca. Oh God, loads. Poldark.
Now, do you talk in any of them? Are you an extra or do you talk?
Yeah, supporting artist. But in Bridgerton, they gave me the role of the Earl of Gloucester.
Oh, that's good for you. So is that something you actually will pursue? Because I could see you doing that, actually.
I can always go back to it, but I just kind of like knocked it on the head. I was like, when I was doing Bridgerton, it was a very stressful job. It was, I have to say, doing 16-hour long days was quite strenuous.
Are you kidding? I'm 84 years old, and I just shot an 18-hour day in Nevada in the heat in a uniform. Yeah,
you know what it's like, man. It's just
I have a script you might be interested in. It's about a man who picks up a gorgeous young man, and they're having wild sex, and the young man falls in love with the old man.
Okay, that's been done 100 times. So wait, now you have a new song. I wrote it down, and I don't know. I think it's called "Dance You Gotta."
Yeah, "Dance You Gotta." Yeah. It's out right now.
It's you guys, Love Foundation, and Bootleg Boys. I took the video, but I don't know if it's the whole video. But it's like almost 3 minutes. But it's whatever was on YouTube.
Is it got the stickman on it?
Yeah, I think so. I don't remember. Yeah. I don't actually remember. So tell us a little bit about the song, because we'll let everybody hear it.
Right. So there's a massive story behind "Dance You Gotta" and "Dance for Your Life," and you're going to love this. So when I was a bit of a naughty boy when I first came on the gay scene, because I went out on the gay scene when I was only 15, managed to get into all the clubs and stuff like that.
You were an altar boy? Wait, stop. You were an altar boy?
No.
Didn't you just say you were an altar boy?
I was quite a naughty boy.
A naughty boy.
Oh, I thought he said altar boy. I was going to say, boy, was that priest lucky.
So there's I used to go to this club called Trade, and Tony DeVee, I'm not sure if you're familiar with him. He died of AIDS in 1998 when he was just becoming really, really successful. So he used to play this record, and I reached out to the producers who wrote the record, and I said, "What are you doing with the record now?" And they said, "Nothing." I said, "Well, can we use the music and give it to Ashley and Lucas to write a brand new top line?" So the backing music is actually from 1994. And then they had this double A side called "Last Tune of the Night." And "Last Tune of the Night" was the last tune played in all the gay London clubs as the last record of the night. So Dance for Your Life is basically, so they give us permission to use both tracks. Ashley and Lucas wrote the tracks around it. And they've just become monsters, absolutely monster hits.
So who are the Bootleg Boys? Is that Lucas or who's?
No, there's it's called, a DJ called Keith Mack and Matt Claydon.
Okay, so that's the Bootleg Boys. So
Is Loverush your real last name?
Loverush I inherited when I was 18.
his real last name is Schneider, I think.
Yes, it is. Yes,
So you're Jewish or German?
I'm German.
Right. Well, Schneider could be Jewish.
Yes, it could
or
be
German.
either. So wait,
So wait a minute. Why did you pick Loverush? In other words, if you make love to me, am I going to get a rush?
Exactly, that's the whole point of the name.
What do you say?
Exactly, that's the whole point of the name. So wait, we're gonna talk more. We're just gonna play this song, you guys, and then we're gonna come back.
You
We've
know
got
I'm
lots of-
only kidding around. I want you to know that. But I think you're a sweetheart anyway. I think you're
thank
so nice. You're so nice to let me do this.
So
a lot of guys, they get a little
freaked out.
annoyed.
No. So here's what we're gonna do.
But you know what? People that watch our show love this because they're thinking the same thing I'm saying. When I say, like, if I say you're so cute, I'd love to kiss you for hours. There's a lot of people out there saying, me too, me too, me too. So I'm the voice of the public.
Actually,
No, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that at all.
Right,
You
so
keep throwing them at me.
I'm gonna have Mark introduce the song one, and you're gonna play the one that says "Dance You Gotta" by Ashley Paul, Love Foundation, Bootleg Boys.
This is Ashley Paul x Love Foundation UK x the Bootleg Boys. It's a long word. Dance You Gotta, and it's out right now. Stream it.
Enjoy, everybody.
Wash over me, can't help it, it's all so bright now. Moving through the bluest sky, I won't be the one waiting for night. Gonna do just what I like. Yeah, I'll be grooving and free. You
Hey!
That is very good club music. 30 years ago, I could have danced to that all night.
No, it's very good.
Now I just tap my foot.
And you guys also do fun video, like the videos are fun.
So the concept for that for me, I really wanted to create something. It was almost like it felt like it was from the 90s. And I thought of like, you know, the stickmen and just like bringing them to life. And then we got this new concept for the Dance for Your Life video. It's going to be in the subway, and there's going to be hundreds of stickmen dancing in the subway. And then there's going to be graffiti with like, dance for your life, don't depend on me. And all these kind of like lyrics kind of like popping out, like they're almost like graffiti come out the wall. Going to look amazing, which will be ready for you to see.
I love it when it's ready. Let me know because we'll play it for everybody. You know, I think it's just fun the way because even the Hearts Up video, you know, like they're like lyric videos that are put together extremely well, and they don't look like a lyric video, and they're a lot of fun. And it's easier for you to do those, right? Because like that way, you guys don't have to actually.
I would like to see you in a video in a G-string dancing.
In my son.
Dance. So basically, have you always wanted to be a DJ? Because you've worked with some really big people, which we're going to talk about in a minute. But like, thing you always
I mean, when I moved to London, and then like when I used to go to clubs like Trade, Tony DeVee was kind of like the DJ that I looked up to. Unfortunately, he died of AIDS, but he was the DJ I looked up to. And when I was 18, I got my first decks. And I did start like DJing in bars and stuff, and then you started getting a few residencies in places like XXL in London, the Eagle Bar in London as well. And there's
those sound like they all sound like leather bars, like Trades. That automatically, that just sounds like a
they pretty much were.
Yeah, bar. And then the Eagle, we have an Eagle, like so that's like a leather bar.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know from such things.
Oh yeah, right. You wouldn't know. No, I think that's funny as hell though. So
I used to go to gay bars called Cinderella.
Yeah, right. Like some of the people, because I'm old now, but like some of the
you are. I want him.
Some of the British people that I was always like a Jimmy Somerville Communards fan. Like I used to love Jimmy Somerville and the Communards. New Order was like a big band that people would do stuff with, and we would always go see them in concert and stuff, and they were all like great. Like, who are some of your influences? When you were like. Yeah, you still look. I mean, you said you've been together for 23 years, and you met him when you were 21. Like, you don't look any. You look like you're like 25 years old.
Thank you. I've just had a hydrofacial, so maybe that's what it is.
Yeah. But like, people that you like to.
You know why he looks young? You know why he looks young? Because he has a great laughter mechanism. He laughs, and the body loves laughter. The more you laugh, the healthier the body is. I
agree with that.
For me, when I was a kind of like my mum hated me because I plastered my room in E17. I was obsessed with E17.
I love E17.
Yeah, I was absolutely obsessed.
How old are they?
I don't know. Like they're old.
They were around 1990. I think about 92 to 95 or 96. Well, the real ones.
So I am like a total boy band lover. Like I love boy bands. I used to go to England and I would spend all my time buying all the different bands, like all the boy bands, which I had never heard of 2/3, by the way. But like I like all the other ones that everybody kind of like knows. And Bros, I love Bros like a lot. Bros was a really big one for me. E17 was a big one for me. All the regular ones like Take That and all the derivatives of Take That.
Yeah, see, that's for me was kind of the opposite. I was pretty much into E17. 2/3, unfortunately, when they were just starting to become successful, Lee dropped out the band, and obviously because he dropped out the band and he was the lead singer, there was no more band. So it was kind of it was unfortunate that Lee pulled out when they were just literally becoming successful. But I was into things like Juice. I mean, more dance acts like JX, Live Enjoy. All the 90s stuff.
A good one. Live Enjoy is a good one. I knew a bunch of them. Like I'm old now, so I don't listen to like a lot of the dance music. But we have a lot of fun guests on. Like I said, Tracy Young, is a friend of ours. She's a great DJ. We like dance music because he loves dance music. He did.
I went to a dance clubs in London, and the one that was a big, far big deal was Richard Burton's wife's bar. What was that one called?
He's not going to know who Richard Burton is. He's
Richard
not old
Burton.
enough.
You don't know who Richard
I know
Burton
who
is?
Richard Burton is because you told me last time that I sound like him.
And his wife, what the hell was her name? Sybil.
Elizabeth.
Sybil.
Oh.
Sybil. Sybil was like the Studio 54 of London, and it was called
Right.
Sybil. Joan Collins was always in Sybil's. You know who Joan Collins is?
Yes, the
Yeah,
actress.
cool.
That I don't know. Actually, in the chat room, they're writing Five, which I liked Five a lot. There was another band, boy band, that I was just listening to the other day because I have all their music, even though they haven't been together in a long time, called Blazing Squad. And I used to love Blazing Squad back in the day. But I like all that kind of stuff. The dance
Well,
stuff.
you know, Five actually, Richie Neville from Five actually co-wrote Ashley's Bingo Baby.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That I like. So Five was a big group, and A1, I liked A1.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you
think
like
of all-
the more, you like the more poppier side.
Yeah, I like the
I like the
popular sides, and you like
yeah.
the dancier sides.
Yeah.
But then we also have I like a lot of the dance music that like Black Box and stuff like that was popular.
Black
Like
Box, of course, legendary.
Black Box is a really good one. And we actually had Martha Wash on our show, and we've had some of those people from those groups on the show in the past.
Yeah.
So I wrote down some of the people that you've actually you did a dance hit. So I love Marcella Detroit. I don't know if that's how you pronounce her name. But that I knew. I don't know who Shelley Harlan is. Sylvia Tosun, Carla Warner, Brian Adams. Everybody knows. Paul Oakenfold, Maury Conte, Molly Bancroft. And then I wrote down that you remixed artists like Chicane. I don't know. BT we know. Paul Oakenfold we know. Moby we know. Tiesto we know. I met Tiesto. Airscape, Bizarre Inc. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Delirium.
And,
Rich
I did. I'm not sure if it's on there, but I did a remix. So basically, I did a remix for Paul Oakenfold's track called Firefly, which featured Matt Goss from Bros. And this is what led me to Las Vegas. I did this remix, and then Paul Oakenfold made our remix, the original version, and it's had like I think nearly 2 million streams on YouTube or whatever it was. And it went to number one in the club charts in the UK. And Matt Goss personally called my office to say thank you and asked me to perform my version of Firefly at the Royal Albert Hall with him when he was doing his Matt Goss gig.
Oh my God, I love Matt. His brother, like Luke, is a big actor now. They follow me on social media, but they ignore me when I tell them I want them to come on the show. But I
haven't a clue as to any of these.
So now Ashley Paul has joined us in the chat room, you guys. So let's everybody give a shout out to Ashley Paul. Hello, Ashley. Yay. Just to let you know, Ashley, we played Hearts Up and Dance You Gotta during the show to promote you and your fabulousness. And she said she's going to open for E17 September 14th, which I love.
Yes,
E17. So,
she is indeed. She is indeed, yes.
Good for her.
But like I said, Ashley's been over here all summer. She's been absolutely smashing it. She's like performed at Glasgow Pride, Southampton Pride. I mean, there's a whole string of shows she's done, and she is a powerhouse. I mean, one of the main actresses, Cheryl Ferguson, she was in the back room, and she said, "What a powerhouse that girl is."
No,
She
absolutely.
actually called her a powerhouse.
She was on our show January 6th. You'll remember her.
I remember.
She's fabulous.
Very sweet.
And the music is just really good. And I think it's just getting better and better. Like, I think the more you guys work together, the better the music gets.
This is
Can I
called,
tell you a secret?
Yes.
This is called the Generation Gap.
Oh, hang on. Go ahead.
Do you know the name Donna Giles?
Yes.
Who, the drag queen that died of AIDS?
Yes.
And she did a
Giles?
rendition, in 1993. She did a rendition of "And I'm Telling You, I'm Not Going." We have permission. This is exclusive. We have permission to use Ashley to merge her vocal with the Donna Giles vocal, and we're bringing a brand new version of it out, and we're going to play it exclusively on your show in 2 weeks' time.
Oh, that's awesome. That's very exciting. It's a great song. It's a fabulous song.
And I'm telling you.
Generation Gap.
You know the song, and I'm telling
What
you.
song?
And I'm telling the Jennifer
Oh,
Hudson
Jesus, not
from
you.
Dreamgirls. Well, it's not
from
really from
Dreamgirls.
Dreamgirls, but yeah, it's a huge song, and I'm telling you, I'm not going. Jennifer Hudson sang it in Dreamgirls.
Oh, I know.
But it's an old song from
I
other
love
people.
that song.
So that's fantastic. It's
it's actually being released as Donna Giles, Ashley Port, and Love Foundation.
Oh,
I have no idea what you were talking about. Those names are foreign.
Oh well, you don't know the boy bands. That's okay. I'm talking.
I never knew there was a thing called a boy band.
Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, 98 Degrees.
I liked NSYNC.
The reason I like all this stuff,
I like Jabot.
I'm working on a.
They're not boy band, Jabot.
Jabot, I don't know who that is.
You didn't know who Jabot was?
No, Jabot's a
clothing line. Jabot is a clothing designer.
I'm working on a movie. The working title, it's a werewolf movie, and Ron's going to be in it, but half of the cast is going to be famous boy band members.
Okay.
NSYNC, Backstreet Boys.
I'm going to be the den mother.
Like that. And so,
is there no room for me to be in the movie?
I don't know yet. I'm still working on it. Right now, we're getting it. We're rewriting part of it. We just got an A-list director to be on it. So, but we're gonna bring a bunch of cool boy band people in, and I think it would be fun, to get Luke Goss or his brother in it and things like that.
You're gonna get his husband, right?
Yeah, well, my husband. Yeah, Lee.
And you'll be with your husband, right?
And then you'll get to come in.
And I'll get a chance to meet you. How many drinks does it take to get you plastered?
Oh, yeah, right.
Like really drunk. You don't know what's going on.
No, I never get into that state.
I don't either. Everybody in the channel loves the boy band thing. They all love the boy band thing. So let's do a hypothetical, and you can't say Ashley since it's already happened and you're already working with her. But if you could, you personally or you as Love Foundation could go in and work with any artist, give us a living artist and a dead artist that you think would be so much fun to work with and remix, any of their songs. It doesn't matter. You don't have to tell us what song.
I'm going to put this one out right here now because I think this is pretty much going to happen. Taylor Dane.
Oh, that's awesome. We actually just saw her in concert not too long ago. Taylor Dane. We saw her here in concert. She's been on the show twice, but a long time ago. Yeah, she was Stevie B. She was with Stevie B. She was one of those acts with Stevie B.
Oh, Stevie B. Oh, yeah.
Taylor Dane is phenomenal.
I had a good time with her.
Amazing. I absolutely love every track that she had in the 80s. It was, amazing.
She's a great woman.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
And the track, and one of the tracks on the album, Do You Want It Right Now, actually became someone covered it, and then that became a huge famous 90s record.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Do You Want It Right Now? Yeah.
I can remember, so I lived in Fort Lauderdale, and we had this club right over the river. I forgot what it was called, but Taylor Dane played there, Expose, everybody played there. Which actually, we're really good friends with Expose. The girls from Expose. I don't know if you know who they are, but
I know the name. I'm not familiar with them though.
They had they were actually one of the biggest selling girl groups of all time before Destiny's Child. They had Come Go With Me, Point of No Return. I don't know. They have a bunch of hits. But anyway, Expose, look them up because they're good ones in there. They had lost the right to their name, and they won a legal battle. It took them forever to be able to perform, under the name. But they've got at least 8 top 10 hits on Billboard, not just on dance. They had the Free Willy song for the movie Free Willy. But they're fun. So Taylor Dane's a living one. You got a dead one?
I have to think now. I'm trying to think who's dead.
Taylor Dane.
I'm trying to think who's. If Donna Giles. Giles. For a drag queen and that voice. I would love to have done something with her. She's got an incredible voice.
Do you remember Bizarre Inc? Do you remember the band Bizarre Inc?
Yeah.
They're so British. There's so many British bands. To me,
I remixed it with Bizarre Inc.
That's what they called the British invasion. When the Beatles came here, you don't know this shit because you weren't born, but when the Beatles came here, it was called the British invasion because the Turtles came with them and a bunch of other stupid groups with stupid names. Yeah, the same music. They all sounded like I Want to Be whatever that.
The Beatles. I Want to Hold Your Hand.
I Want to Hold Your Hand. Every one of them sounded like that song. They changed a few notes here and there, and they all had bangs. How original.
when I was really young and I was in England, I was in a store and I heard this song, and I thought, oh my God, this is like the greatest song ever. I loved it so much. And I went and bought it because I was like at one of the record stores, and I met this guy and I was talking to him, and it ended up that it was Jamiroquai, and I love Jamiroquai. You don't know? You're not a fan of Jamiroquai? Oh, I love Jamiroquai. How come you don't like it? Maybe
it's not my. It's not my.
Like, it's not dancey enough, though. It's probably not dancey enough either for you.
Well, I'm not just into that. Like I said last time I spoke to you, I'm into people like Kate Bush and Mark Almond. It's just it's a bit too jazz house for my liking.
Okay.
I've never really been a big fan of it.
How was working with Mark Almond? So Mark Almond is the singer for a band called Soft Cell that he worked with, and you know that song "Tainted Love." Oh.
He's actually
it doesn't sound like that, but you worked with him. So
yeah, he's actually a very dear friend of mine as well.
Oh, he's cool.
Yeah, I've known him.
Well, screw the both of you. I was in Johnny Mathis's company 3 times.
I bet he doesn't know who Johnny Mathis is.
I know the name.
You know the name. I'm going to kill you if ever I meet you.
That's his favorite singer is Johnny Mathis.
Johnny Mathis is bigger than Frank Sinatra. Johnny Mathis.
Oh no, we had this conversation last time, and I don't know.
You have to look him up. Just look him up, Johnny Mathis.
I'm still going to kill you when I see you.
Oh, actually,
Peggy Lee.
Peggy Lee, I know.
Falco. They said in the chat room they like Falco.
Tony Bennett. Tony Bennett.
No, I'm not a fan of Tony Bennett. No.
You don't know Tony Bennett?
No, he's not a fan.
No, I'm not a fan.
Why is it the crooner of the 1950s is no longer listened to?
He is listened to. He just doesn't like him.
I want to know what it is about him you don't like.
It's just not my cup of tea.
No, but it's an honest question, and I really would like an honest answer. What is it about his singing that you don't like? Too quiet, too slow, too corny?
I've never really paid much attention to it, so I can't really answer.
He said he's never really paid much attention to it. So I think Tony Bennett had a big resurgence because he sang with Lady Gaga and that kind of the same way Tom Jones. Tom Jones always sings with like modern day people.
I'm not even a fan of Tom Jones.
What do you think? That's the question. Here's the question, Mark. What do you think of the music of my era, 40s, 50s, and 60s?
I've never really listened to it.
Don't listen to it. Interesting. In things.
No, don't. I haven't.
He said he doesn't. He says he hasn't listened to it.
Yeah, because in the past there are things that you could use today. Just alter them a little bit. Because music, what can you do with music? The notes are the same. They've been configured a million ways.
Yeah.
So all music is relative.
When I was 6 years old, I used to be obsessed with Elvis Presley.
Okay.
But that's obviously later. But
right. I'm not a fan of Elvis Presley.
Elvis Presley in my day.
So wait, so
the girls liked him, the guys didn't.
So you picked Taylor Dane, and it might be coming true, which is congratulations. I hope it does. We're putting out good vibes for you that it does. It's funny that you picked an artist that's like, been around for 30 or 40 years. Is there any current people that you listen to that you kind of like? Like, do you like Billie Eilish, or I don't know, any of the like people who are kind of like big now, or do you don't really like? I don't listen to a whole lot of it, so I don't know. I more like 80s and 90s stuff.
I'm more 80s and 90s stuff. I mean, I listen to so much music of like today's music because of the job that I work in. I work in club promotion, so I listen to the music all the time. So it's, for me, it's kind of like I'm constantly promoting that, today's music. I'm one of the first people to get one of the records that come before they come out. So it's kind of like I'm always I hear the music, but I'm not like, for me, I'm so not 80s, 90s, some 70s. I'm starting to delve into a bit of 70s now as well, which is, I think as I'm getting older, I'm going a bit more back with the
backwards.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite band of the 80s? Do you have a favorite?
Oh, favorite band of the 80s. I used to love Depeche Mode.
Oh, I love Depeche Mode.
Yeah.
I actually don't like all Depeche Mode. I like 80s Depeche Mode, like People Are People and Bless from the Dreamers, like Depeche Mode.
Duran Duran.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know that one. Duran Duran. Actually, you've heard of Depeche Mode, too, I'm sure, because your daughters listen to it a lot.
Not on.
Duran Duran.
Oh, Aha, I like a lot. It's kind of funny. Like, they only had like one hit wonder.
I used to like Ashford and Simpson.
I like Ashford and Simpson.
You know them?
That's too R&B probably for him.
You never heard of Ashford and Simpson?
I know who they are.
They were fabulous.
They have a song called "Solid as a Rock."
Oh, solid!
I was a competitive tennis player, and I would play that before I went on the court for years. You know, because I was that was like my song, so that's why I know it.
And he was an outrageously stunning gay man. He dressed. Oh my God! I used to want to copy all his clothes. He wore everything draped. His slacks were draped. His shirts. He was absolutely stunning. The best dressed man I've ever seen was Simpson, Ashford.
I don't know which one is which, unfortunately.
And she was pretty also.
So
Hart as well. Hart.
Oh, Hart's a great one. He knows Hart too. He'll know that one.
Did you like DeBarge?
He likes DeBarge. Do you like DeBarge?
No. And when my hair gets big, it goes a bit DeBarge.
So, I know where you are in music. You're in an entirely different place than the commercial music. You're not commercial.
You're club music.
I think I've got quite an eclectic set. I mean, my favorite number one band of all time is Enigma.
Oh wow,
that's my favorite number one.
You have.
I've heard it.
You've heard their music. Yes.
Do I like it?
It was in all the Sharon Stone movies and stuff like that.
So if you were going to put your music in a movie,
wherever there was a sex scene, there was Enigma.
Yes. In all the Sharon Stone movies.
Sex scene.
Yeah, there you go. Sex scene. So if you could have put music in any movie that's ever been made, we only have 2 minutes, but what movie would you have liked to put music in? Like, what are some of your favorite movies that you think would be fun to put your music in?
I love Basic Instinct. It's like my go-to movie.
I know Basic Instinct.
Yes.
I just want to say something before we go off the air. Stop calling me. And stop with those love letters. I'm tired of it. I'm not interested. I'm married.
I'm a bit insulted that you're not actually replying back to me, Ron.
No, you're definitely not my type. And I couldn't stand living with you with that fucking accent. You know, that English accent would drive me crazy.
Well, you told me last time I was on, you said I love your accent because it reminds me of Richard Burton.
Yeah, he probably did because he likes.
I just think that you're terrific, because I think that if we were all together at a party, we'd be laughing, peeing ourselves all night.
Well, I can't wait for you. I seriously can't wait for you to meet Lee because he's
funny.
He's just as bubbly as me. Just
Good.
as bubbly as me.
I think you're wonderful, and he must be wonderful. And you know what? So many gay people are so depressed and sad. So when we meet each other and we can camp around and have fun with each other, laughs, I love it. I've had a great time with you on both shows. So I'm looking forward to your husband. Maybe he's good than you. I'll dump you and go make play for him.
You never know.
So
we're out of time. You guys, please follow Mark Loverush. 2 weeks you'll find out. Mark Loverush 79 on Instagram. Congratulations on you, Love Foundation, and Ashley Paul's success. We love having you on. We want to thank Holly from ICTPR for setting us up with this whole thing.
Holly.
We'll see you. Yes, hi,
and
Holly.
Mark, come back whenever you like.
Yeah, we'll have you back.
You are such a delight. You're such a delight. You know,
I absolutely. It's such an honor for me to come on this show. I love you two to pieces. I think
we both love you.
Yes, we think you're terrific. Yeah. Otherwise, we wouldn't have had you back.
No.
You're terrific.
You're everything a gay guy should be, except with me. That is what the mistake you made.
All right, Mark. We'll see you soon, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye, Mark. To you too.
Bye-bye, you guys. Next week we have Robert Lasardo and Jeffrey Reddick
Woo!
coming on, you
Robert
guys. We'll see you next
Lasardo.
week. Bye, everybody. Bye, Mark.
Bye-bye,
Thank
Mark.
you. See you
Take
next
care.
week.
Can turn out to be so wrong.
Yeah, we in the mix. Yeah, we in the mix. It's another episode. Here we go. The Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. Interviewing the hottest, newest, and truest of today's celebrities. Make sure to subscribe so you can get notified weekly. Jimmy Star, he's the king of cool. Ron Russell, he's a gorgeous dude. Chat room is live and you would be a fool not to vibe with us at the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. So come watch it live on W4CY Radio. Miss some past episodes? Download on iTunes. The Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. It's the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell.